When I think of the Incredible Hulk, I think of a simpler time, a time where superhero movies were just what they were, superhero movies. No shared universes, no build up to a big event, no crossing over with other franchises. This is the second movie of the MCU Phase 1. We probably don't think of it for two reasons. Number one, the lead actor changed from Edward Norton to Mark Ruffalo. Number two, this was the first and last solo Hulk movie in the MCU. That's right, as popular as a character the Hulk is, he only has one movie. Now, I'm not about to go into detail about why that is. It's literally above my pay grade, and I really don't have the answers. I'm just here to reflect on an underrated movie which was a part of the building blocks for the now well-established Marvel Cinematic Universe. Synopsis. Scientist Bruce Banner desperately seeks a cure for the gamma radiation that contaminated his cells and turned him into the Hulk. Cut off from his true love, Betty Ross, and forced to hide from his nemesis, General Thunderbolt Ross, Banner soon comes face to face with a new threat, a supremely powerful being known as the Abomination. That's a great summary of the plot. I give the movie a lot of credit for not going too hard on making this yet another origin movie. Thank God. Many of you may not remember, but 5 years prior to this movie's release in 2003, there was another Hulk solo movie from director Ang Lee. And without going into details, that is now regarded as one of the most boring movies of all time. So yeah, the so-called origins of the MCU's Bruce Banner was briefly shown in 3 to 5 minutes during the opening credits. I just love that. It gets straight to the point without rushing while still being clear on its storytelling. So we see a struggling Bruce Banner trying to find a cure for his disease. And he actually is putting in work as a genius scientist with little resources. I love and appreciate Mark Ruffalo as the current Dr. Banner, but Ed Norton is one of my favorite actors of all time. So I do wonder what level he would have taken this character to had he stayed in the MCU. But moving on. We move forward to now in the United States, and let's talk about the first official transformation revealed. General Ross and his soldiers somehow corner and surround the man they know is capable of transforming into a giant 9-foot monster. But thanks to their stupidity, the audience got their first look right at this new Hulk. And boy, was I not disappointed. I know I'm looking at CGI in 2008, but the artist did a great job right on Hulk. From the details in his veins, the hair, and the ripped clothes, no more stupid purple pants, he actually looks angry for once. Compared to the 2003 version, he looks less polished and more gritty, which makes more sense. So he finally transforms, and man, does he lay some cut ass right on these soldiers. A non-stop destruction machine. If he wanted to kill them, he could. As angry as he was, there was still some restraint. Then we cut Tim Roth's character. He's pissed off that Banner got the best of him in their first encounter earlier in the movie. So he comes into battle partially juiced on that super soldier serum and starts feeling himself. A little bit of flexing is done, showing off his now enhanced strength and athleticism. Now I'll give him some props. He successfully led the Hulk into a trap. And it almost worked, but Bruce saw his girl being bothered and he just got extra mad. Not a good idea. He breaks through the sonic blast or whatever, and he's ready to call it quits. But that's not enough for Emil Blonsky. He disobeys the direct orders and thinks he can manage a 1v1 versus the freaking Incredible Hulk. Jokes. I just find it so funny that he really thought he had a chance. Then he decided to make him even more angry and stand up in his face.
Is that all you got?
Yeah, that wasn't smart. But Let's move on. So Bruce and Betty finally get some alone time, and we learn another downside of his disease. Him turning into the Hulk is not only a result of him being mad, but it's almost anything involving him having an elevated heart rate or just anxiety. Unfortunately, this includes him potentially having intercourse with the woman he loves. I appreciate the movie for showing us that perspective. I never really thought of it like that. So Emil, still angry that the Hulk beat his ass, decides to go all out and take even more of the super soldier serum. This results in him turning into the Abomination, a freakazoid level type monster on the level of the Hulk in size and strength. They have a battle and the Hulk finally meets his match. I enjoyed the Hulk getting a challenge, and the fight itself was grand. The Hulk wins, he goes his separate ways from Betty, and he ends up being secluded from the outside world yet again. The end. Listen, I watched this movie when I was 13 years old. This was everything to me. Almost a summer of comic book movie bangers. A month prior, Iron Man 1 was released, and a month later, The Dark Knight was released. Probably one of the best summers of all time. I'm going to give this movie a B+. It's not the best Marvel movie, but that's okay. It got the job done being a fun summer blockbuster, and it also gave us the introduction of these new characters into the MCU. I hope you enjoyed it. I have more Marvel and DC reviews on the way. I look forward to hearing your thoughts on these movies. Thank you so much and have a great day.